Could this electric vehicle give BMW a competitive edge in the EV market? Let's find out together. Hello and welcome to an episode of Quirky Products Review. We are a channel that reviews products from common to the quirkiest, and we share our product experiences and opinions so that you can become the savvy, informed consumer. If you like our content, please hit that red subscribe button below the video as well as the notification bell to catch our latest content. Smash the thumbs up button if you want to save this content on your playlist. Thank you, and now back to the episode. Hello my fellow savvy YouTubers, welcome to a special episode on autos. On an EV unveiling that might have given BMW a fighting chance in the EV market. In this episode, I'll be sharing my observations on the first impression of the BMW i4 concept. In the previous week, BMW brought shockwaves onto the internet when it unveiled a brand new BMW 4 Series in the electric vehicle category, the i4 concept. This is the electric version of the Gran Coupe of the BMW 4 Series. Now, this isn't the first electric vehicle from BMW. There are currently 1.5 electric cars in the market made by BMW. Yes, you heard correctly, 1.5. So how can there be half of an electric car? Well, that was what I found out after digging around the BMW website. Apparently, the BMW i8 and its Roadster trim are hybrid vehicles. They are not 100% electric. They require charging and fueling and has a maximum estimated range of 370 miles. This leaves only one full or 100% electric car in the BMW portfolio that is currently on the market, the i3. The i3 doesn't have the most impressive range, nor does it have fast charging. According to BMW's official website, the charging at home with BMW i Wallbox can charge 80% of the battery in 5 hours, while charging at the public stations, it takes about 40 minutes for 80% charging. That 40 minutes sounds impressive until you realize the i3 has an estimated range of 153 miles. Unless you get the model with a range extender, then you get up to 200 miles range. Not completely numbers that would convince you to grab the pocketbooks. Both vehicles have been on the market for quite a bit of time. The i8 model was introduced in 2014, while the first generation i3 was unveiled as early as 2011. So in almost 5 to 10 years, it seems BMW couldn't stay on the sidelines while watching the other automakers jump into the EV market, such as Mercedes EQC, the Audi e-tron and its GT, the Jaguar I-Pace, and Porsche Taycan. Then there are the US automakers, Tesla, Rivian, and Ford, perhaps GMC. Yes, you heard right, Ford, which made a Mustang-inspired EV crossover SUV. Phew, the list is getting longer by the day. Since the i3 has been mainly touted as a city commute car, BMW has decided to capture the hearts and minds of the consumers with an electric sedan. This would be BMW equivalent of a Tesla Model 3. Let's dig a little bit deeper into this i4. I watched both trailers multiple times as well as gathered as much limited information available on its official website as I could. A few things that I have noticed. The design and body are the same if not equivalent to that of the newest BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe that will be coming out onto the market sometime in 2020 or 2021. The large noticeable front grille and thinner headlights compared to that of the previous generation 4 Series is now the iconic BMW look. The taillights, of course, is pretty much Lexus taillights version 2.0. From here, we start to observe quite a few differences. Now, before I go any further, as a disclaimer, any comparison I make with the BMW i4 will be to the Tesla Model 3 for two reasons. One, information of the Tesla vehicles are far more abundant compared to other electric vehicles that are currently on the market. Two, since BMW has put out a four-door sedan that is coupe inspired, the closest comparison on the market by class would be the Model 3. Other possible comparisons are the Porsche Taycan and Audi e-tron GT, which both are possibly beyond the price level and physical size of the BMW 4 Series. For a fair comparison to either Taycan or e-tron GT, I would guess that BMW would roll out a i8 Gran Coupe, the 100% electric version to its brand new 8 Series. Now that we got the disclaimer out of the way, let's move on with some observations of the i4 exterior. First, the entire roof of the vehicle is made of glass. 3 pieces to be precise, including the windshield. The first similarity between i4 and Model 3 is that there is a beam that runs along the traditional location between the windshield and where the moonroof meets. Unlike the Tesla Model 3 roof, the second beam that runs across the second and third piece of glass in the i4 is above or slightly behind the rear seats of the vehicle, while the second beam in the Tesla Model 3 is right above the middle of the vehicle, aka above the headrest of the front row seats. In my observation from the trailers, there is a major difference between the roof glass. The Model 3 glass are designed to block specific wavelength of light, including UV light rays, hence they are tinted or darker. The i4 glass looks like regular window glass and is very lucid and transparent. Tesla designed the Model 3 roof glass to minimize the amount of heat entering the vehicles for better efficiency of the AC unit. For BMW, it remains to be seen if they will pursue something of this sort in their production vehicle, since the current trailer is just a concept. The next area that I picked up on are the trims of the wheels. They are large and extravagant, looks to be at least 19-inch to 20-inch minimum. Not sure if the size of rims will affect the range and efficiency. Now, it has been noted on the Tesla Model 3 that the standard 18-inch rims are far more efficient than the 19-inch upgrades by showing longer range per charge. Next, based on the trailer, the blatantly large grills stood out to me. There's an interesting topic because we are noticing a trend. Allow me to explain. Among the US EV automakers, if we observe Rivian and Ford, their vehicles lack front grills. There are 2 concepts involved and are tied together: aerodynamics and efficiency. In an internal combustion engine, aka ICE vehicle, the front grills have been getting larger and larger in recent generations of cars, since larger and more powerful engines are being constructed and more cooling is needed. Hence, air intake through the front grills are essential. Larger grills mean larger amount of air intake. In electric vehicles, there are no engines, radiators, or machinery that requires that large amount of air intake for cooling. Plus, with large amount of air intake will create drag on the electric vehicle, which affects its efficiency and decrease overall range. With these 2 concepts in mind, we need to assess the different EVs currently either on the market or plan to come onto the market. For one, if we look at US EV automakers, Tesla, Rivian, and Ford all lack a large front grille. German EV automakers, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, BMW all have large front grilles. The only exception to these 2 groupings is German automaker Porsche, where the Taycan lacks front grilles. Now you might be wondering, what are the German automakers up to? There are a few concepts that I had gathered through my discussion with some car enthusiasts on Instagram. On a side note, if you would like to follow us on Instagram, the link is provided in the description below. Now back to the discussion. There are 4 conclusions that the discussion arrived on. Number 1, branding purposes. The kidney grills are iconic to the BMW brand. To get rid of them would ultimately disguise consumers from recognizing the vehicle as a BMW. Number 2, as a derivative of reason 1, the grills are part of the aesthetics of the vehicle. There is beauty in the BMW's iconic image. This is part of their branding. Number 3, according to one user's response, grills tend to help the owner of the vehicle since they are cost-effective to repair if a frontal collision occurred, compared to damage directly to the body. By design, there is a support beam behind the grille and extra space between the grille and the body frame of the vehicle. These 3 reasons could be the motive or intent in the German automaker's EV design. There is one more reason to add. Nowadays, grills can close and open, similar to what we have seen in the newer BMW 7 Series vehicles or even in the new X5, X7 SUVs. Hence, the grills aren't necessarily allowing large amount of air intake all the time. Also, certain grills are designed to look like grills but aren't actually porous. Case in point, the i4 grills in this image. If the German automakers are including grills in their EVs, then they must be competitive to the benchmarks set by Tesla for range and efficiency. Hence, the grills on their EVs should be more advanced than the ones on their ICE vehicles. Another observation of the exterior is that the hood of the vehicle, aka the bonnet, seems fairly long for an EV. Typically, with a lack of engine, the front of the vehicle is shortened and reduced to a storage space, allowing for more interior space for the driver and passengers. For possibly aesthetic purposes and cost, BMW has kept the same body frame as the BMW ICE 4 Series, which explains the size of the hood and bonnet for the i4. Additional observation, in both video trailers, the two sequences show that by sliding the hand across the exterior door handle, the door can close on its own. This seems like a new feature beyond the current touch lock and unlock of the standard BMW doors. The last exterior observation are the side view mirrors. They are much thinner and thus show reflective mirrors. On the ends, there are quadrilateral or four-sided polygon-shaped crevices that seem to indicate potential positions for cameras. This is similar to those found on the Audi e-tron GT, where the side view mirrors have been replaced by cameras. The interior of the i4 does not show the same screens that relay the gathered information of the cameras as those of the Audi GT, which means that potential information is relayed to the front digital dashboard. The interior of the vehicle is stunning in a sense of natural light that penetrates the cabin through the glass roof. BMW streamlined and made a borderline minimalist interior. By borderline, I describe as there are still more buttons than those found in the Model 3. The reason I state borderline is because I am not sure if any vehicle can go more minimalistic than Tesla's interior of the Model 3. The i4 dashboard in the trailer seems to show a mix between leather and wood furnishing, while the seats seem to be a combination of synthetic cloth and leather. The concept vehicle can only seat 4. There is no fifth seat in the middle, no designated seat belt or headrest for the middle seat. The copper or bronze lining that runs across the entire interior of the cabin adds a splash of warmth and shine. Based on my observation, it should be metal and not plastic. I am glad BMW retained the round knob at the center console and added a crystal ring around the knob. The crystal addition is just like what they had done to the new BMW gear shift stick in the new 8 Series, X5 and X7. The round knob was very convenient in the previous generation 4 Series when navigating through the software console. The continuous digital dashboard is something that BMW took a page out of the newest generation of Mercedes-Benz interior. I am not sure if it is the most convenient because in the trailer it seems the screen is still below the eye level of the road, which will only add to driver reaction time when switching eye level between the digital screen and the road. The ideal utility is still the head-up display. The driver only needs to change the eye focus and not the eye level. The steering wheel also caught my eye. It would be interesting to see if this steering wheel design is retained from the concept vehicle into the production vehicle. With subtlety, BMW did include control dials on the steering wheel. Not sure if they are digital or actual buttons like the Model 3 steering wheel controls. The other subtle notice is the lack of gear shift stick and windshield wipe control stick that is typically found behind the steering wheel and shift paddles. It seems faint, but the gears seem to have become individual buttons on the center console where the circular knob is. The lock and unlock door buttons are no longer around the center AC vents. They have been moved to the front row doors of the driver and passenger. One of the advantages that the electric vehicles have over their ICE counterparts is the acceleration. One thing I've noticed test driving and now owning a Model 3 is that BMW handling is unique. The 4 Series Gran Coupe does not handle like a sedan. It handles like a coupe. Hence, this i4 concept excites me, because if it has the EV acceleration plus the BMW handling, this vehicle should be very fun to drive. Even Tesla Model 3 does not have the same grip around the bend or curve like the BMW 4 Series. If you haven't watched my review of the BMW 4 Series Gran Coupe, click the top right-hand banner on the video. I want to thank you for watching all the way to the end. If you found our content insightful, please support the channel by clicking the red subscribe button below the video. Smash the like button if you like this video, and if you want to stay on top of our latest content, click the notification bell. Our next few videos will be very exciting, so stay tuned. If any new information comes out about new EVs, we'll be sharing those information on this channel, since they are more tech than car. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.